Hey, I'm Lauren and welcome to the Side Chef Studio Kitchen. Today I'll be kicking off Side Chef's 12 days of cookies with my Caramel Bourbon Brownie Cookie. This recipe combines my favorite parts of a cookie with my favorite parts of a brownie, and then we're gonna drizzle it all over with a super simple bourbon caramel. Let's get started. What we're gonna do is combine the butter and the chocolate in a microwave-safe bowl, and then just microwave it in 30-second intervals. All right, our butter and chocolate have been in the microwave for about 3 30-second intervals, and now I'm just gonna do a final stir to incorporate everything together. Now we're just gonna set them aside to cool while we prepare the rest of the ingredients. Here we have the flour. Add the cocoa powder into the flour, and then the salt, baking powder, and finally, the pumpkin pie spice. And now we're just going to whisk it all together. The pumpkin pie spice in this recipe is actually optional, but I find it gives a really nice holiday flavor to these cookies, almost like gingerbread. Our dry ingredients are all mixed together. Now we're gonna set them aside while we prepare our wet mixture. To make our wet ingredient mixture, we are going to combine our brown sugar, our white sugar, our eggs, and our vanilla in this stand mixer. Okay, let's do this. First, we have our brown sugar. Now we've got our white sugar, the eggs. Finally, we will add in the vanilla. Now we're going to add our whisk attachment. Mix until pale and syrupy, 2 to 3 minutes. Brown sugar is gonna give us a really nice chewy texture and a sort of caramely flavor, while the white sugar is going to help give the cookie more structure and a nice shiny top. Now we're going to pour our cooled chocolate butter mixture into our wet ingredients and beat for around 3 to 5 minutes until pale and fluffy. Okay, it's been about 4 minutes and our mixture has lightened up a little, just gotten a little bit more volume. We have our wet mixture and our dry mixture, and now we are just going to fold our dry mixture into the wet using this spatula right here. By mixing this in by hand, we ensure that we don't overmix the dough. We don't want to get rid of those little air pockets we created earlier. A brownie cookie incorporates my favorite things about a brownie and my favorite things about a cookie. My favorite things about a brownie are, of course, the chocolate and that fudgy, chewy texture you get from a really good brownie. And my favorite things about a cookie are that you have a bunch of contrasting textures from the outside to the inside, and of course, they're handheld. By combining those two, I might have created the perfect cookie. Brookie, no, we're not saying brookie. Brownie cookie, not brookie. Now we're going to fold in the walnuts. And fold, and fold. Okay guys, we are about to put the cookies in the oven. We're just going to scoop them onto the cookie sheet and then pop them in. I like to use an ice cream scoop because I think it gives you a lot more even, rounded cookies. If you don't have an ice cream scoop, don't worry about it. You can just use a spoon. Scoopy scoop. My family always had a huge baking day. Usually a few weeks before Christmas. We would make like 5 different kinds of cookies and then eat them all the way through the holidays. It was a lot of fun, full day, everything covered in flour. So for me, cookies have a very special memory of Christmas and family and being together. Now that I'm a little bit older, what I like to do is have cookie swaps with my friends. Our cookies are ready to go into the oven. We're gonna bake them for 10 to 12 minutes. If your house didn't already smell amazing, it's about to. While the cookies are in the oven, we are going to make our super simple bourbon caramel. The reason it's so simple is it has only 3 ingredients because we are gonna use pre-made caramels and turn them into a delicious bourbon drizzle for the tops of the cookies. All we have to do is combine these unwrapped caramel candies, a little bit of bourbon for a spicy kick, and finally we're going to add a little bit of cream to smooth everything out. Just stir until everything is melted and combined and starts to darken a little in color. At 5 minutes, your caramel is still going to have a little bite from the bourbon, but if you wait 10 minutes, it will mellow out more. So it really depends on your taste preference. This caramel looks awesome. It's perfectly smooth and melted. We still have that nice spicy kick from the bourbon. It's ready to go. Just keep this warm until you're ready to drizzle it on your cookies. All right, our cookies are done. They took about 11 minutes. As you can see, they've spread out a little bit and have a nice shine on the top. At this point, they may seem a little bit underdone, but these are brownie cookies. They need to cool completely so they can get that fudgy, chewy texture on the inside. What we're gonna do is cool these for 1 to 2 minutes on this baking sheet and then transfer them to a wire rack to finish cooling. This is my favorite part. Now, we've got our cooled cookies, we've got our warm caramel. We are going to drizzle this caramel over the tops of the cookies and follow up with a little pinch of sea salt flakes. You have to work quickly because once the caramel starts to cool off, it will get harder to drizzle. Quickly follow up with a few of the sea salt flakes because otherwise the caramel will set and they won't stick. That is not what we want. Just remember to have some newspaper or parchment paper underneath the cookies while you're drizzling. Otherwise, you're gonna get caramel everywhere. Drizzle, drizzle, and the other way. And then flakes. Guys, these cookies look amazing, they smell amazing, they are amazing. This easy, elevated recipe will be the star of your holiday cookie swap. Happy holidays, everyone!